It is time to update you on the ant situation. It is not good, but I also have an update regarding one of the scorpions. We have babies. So of course we will start with this biggest ant colony. Not so long ago we made a nest out of the white-tongue brick, you see. And like half of the nest moved, but the rest is still in test tube. Now you know their queen died. Let me just cover this up. Their queen died probably after the hibernation. And as I said, since I already had a queen that I caught last year, I decided to try to introduce her to this colony. I read that it is not entirely impossible, but there is really small chance of success. But I decided to give it a go because this colony is starting to be really big. I mean big for me because I'm new to keeping ants and I didn't want to just lose the colony. I decided to give it a go. First thing I did, I left them to be without queen for like 3 weeks, maybe a bit more, so hopefully the pheromones from old queen would be kinda gone. I don't know exactly how that works. And sorry, but I'm sweating so much. It's so hot in here. It's hot outside, it's hot inside, and I have this bright light here that is also heating me. I need a towel. So after they were queenless for a few weeks, I put another test tube inside that contained new queen, but the entrance was blocked with piece of fabric. The idea was they will be able to sense the queen and queen will be able to sense them, but they wouldn't be able to interact directly, to kill each other. So I kept them together for a week and then I removed the fabric that is blocking the entrance. But the situation wasn't really that good. At first, the ants that approached queen didn't show any signs of aggression. They were like interacting, but they definitely weren't attacking her and she didn't attack them. And that went on for like a minute until one ant arrived and attacked the queen. And that attack started a chain reaction, so all ants became aggressive towards the new queen. After I noticed that, I just took the queen out and decided to put her with fabric, test tube and fabric once again, but for an extended period of time. Hopefully that will change the situation. So she was once again inside in her test tube, but this time I kept her for maybe like 3 weeks inside. And this time, before removing the fabric, I decided to cool them down. I put the colony inside of the fridge and waited long enough until they started to move much slower than they usually do. Then I tried once again. I removed the fabric and watched the reaction. Since they were cooled down, they were like sluggish, and queen was also really sluggish, which was expected. The reaction from ants seemed really good, and even though they were sluggish because they were cooled down, they still didn't show any aggression, and once again they were like interacting with the queen. So slowly, as they started to heat up, they started to move more normally, but I noticed that queen was still super sluggish. After some time, ants decided to drag the queen inside of the nest, which is usually a good sign because they weren't attacking her. Really good sign. But queen was still really weird. And they pulled her to the middle of the test tube and kept her there, but she wasn't really moving. But still they weren't attacking her, like at all. I don't know what exactly happened, because after that queen just wasn't moving and apparently died. But I think that maybe the cause was she was really long time without workers. So first a week, then I tested out, they didn't accept her. I put her back in the test tube, so again extended period without workers for like 3 weeks. So that's like 4 weeks in total without workers, and she already had like 10 workers before. So I guess she was maybe too long without workers assisting her, bringing her food and stuff. So maybe that's why she was super weak after I cooled her down and just died after that. I don't know. I really don't know. That's the situation with this colony. Now, as you see now, they are still alive and they still have eggs. And the funny thing is, I really don't know what's up with that, but it looks like they have a fresh eggs. So maybe that queen that I introduced produced those eggs before she died and they just collect them and now store them. I don't know, because they look too small and too fresh for that old queen that died a long time ago when we brought them from the hibernation. I don't know, you tell me, but that definitely looks like a fresh eggs. And this is also not the end of the bad news regarding the ants. You know that I also found a carpenter ant queen last year, and she actually started a colony and we hibernated them. They came out of the hibernation without any problems. They seemed all right. There were like 10 to 15 workers, but then one by one the workers started dying off. First one, then in a few days the other worker, a few more days, other worker, and I really didn't know how to stop it. The queen seemed fine and she was still producing eggs, but the workers were just dying off. So then eventually the last worker died, and I really didn't know if she can survive on her own, because she had eggs, and I knew that eventually she will have new workers, but I wasn't really sure if she can get food on her own now, drink honey and that stuff, or if she is exclusively fed by workers. But after a week or two, she also died. But that's not the end of the story. Before she died, once again outside, I found another queen, probably from the same species because location was really close, and by the appearance they looked the same. So I also collected that queen and put her aside, put her in a test tube, and that was before the original queen died. Then this new queen laid some eggs, so she started her own colony, and once the old queen died, I decided to take all of her eggs and put it with the new queen, because apparently you can do that. So let me show you her. Here she is, and you see she is caring about those. Now that stage is not eggs, I know that, but I'm not sure how it's called exactly. But these two small ones, those are eggs. Those are hers, and also you can see a bunch of them here. Here we have a larva, and this will probably soon hatch. So this colony will be like jump started, because she will start with more workers and she will get workers much earlier. So I hope that will help. And if they all survived, we will have bigger colony more quicker next year, hopefully. And the next, this is also Lasius niger colony, like this queenless one. These are from the queen that I collected last year by myself. And you see queen is down there, not really visible, but we have a bunch of workers and eggs and cocoons or whatever they are, larvas. They all seem to be progressing nicely. So hopefully next year this will be much bigger, and once this colony die off, we will just move them into their nest. I guess we will see, but I definitely don't have good luck when it comes to ants. At least I feel like that. But I don't really want to give up on them because they are super cool, and apparently there is a lot of you that likes them. So I think that probably on next Terra Plaza, that is in October, I will get some already established bigger colony, so we can have at least one big and successful colony to observe and record and enjoy feeding and all that ant stuff. And at the same time we will have these smaller colonies that will progress slowly but surely and hopefully successfully. I don't know. Now the scorpion with the babies. But first let me show you one tarantula. We have one new molt in the dark den, and I already moved the molt from the enclosure, but this tarantula looks so nice now because it's fresh. So I really want to show you. See, it is Brachypelma baumgarteni, and look at this beauty. Now isn't this lovely? It kind of looks like Bomai or Behmei, however you pronounce it, but the carapace is like Emilia's, I guess. Look at this deep black abdomen. Beautiful. I just wanted to show you that, nothing else. We will feed it in some other video because it's still fresh, we can't feed it now. Now the scorpion. This is actually one that I brought from Istra. Istra is one coastal area of Croatia, you can Google it. But look at this. You can see a lot of babies on this mama's back. And I'm confused because, oh sorry, they are all moving now. I'm confused because I caught her last year in summer. I don't know which month it was, but it was almost a year ago. And after that long time, now she got babies. So it is interesting that she was pregnant for really long time before giving birth to these babies. Or maybe there are some scorpions that can have babies without actually mating, but I'm not sure if this species got that ability. But it is really cool. Look at them moving on her back. Let me try to get closer. Awesome. So cool. So cool. I guess I need to separate them once they get off her back, but I'm not really sure. At least that's what I did with that other scorpion that I collected from my local forest. But this is really awesome sight. And I was really surprised because I didn't expect it. Not after a year. So yeah. Those were the updates for this video. Now I have a bunch of videos about enclosure projects that I plan to do. First, actually I don't know in which order I will do them, but as I said, I will do an enclosure for Caribena versicolor. The whole video how I make it and how I rehouse it. Those cool mantis that I got. I believe they are called ghost mantis. I have two of these and they are actually communal, so I'll make one enclosure that will house both of them. And once they die, I will put the babies inside of that enclosure. So that will also be one video, and I will also set up new enclosure for Balfuris. So that means one probably really crazy rehouse video. You can expect that. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, thumbs it up and comment something. If you want to support this channel even more, there's a Patreon page. If you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. I upload every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. So see you again soon. Bye.